and welcome to another episode. This is Yisbel, Bera, your host at Rise and Thrive with a Purpose. And I always like to share with you, and I always start with there's two important days in life: the day that you were born and the day that you find out why. So I am so excited here. I am with someone that has over 20 years career, and there's so much to say about him. He is a successful entrepreneur. He's a branch manager of Southwest Florida Supreme Lending. And I am so excited to have Robert Diaz. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Yisbel.
Yes, I'm super excited to have you. I know the audience will learn a lot about your story. And if you can tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I appreciate you having me here. We as individuals tend not to examine or go back and see how much we've done and whether what we have done, have changed his lives. And if we could be someone to follow or someone that can say something about their lives to change somebody else's life. And I did not know that you brought me here for that today. So I appreciate you thinking like that about me. It makes me very, I don't know, it humbles me. I appreciate it. So with that being said, I do home financing in the area. I've done it for over 25 years. And it feels great every day to have happy families going into homes that we are able to finance and that they can afford.
Yeah, that's definitely a very rewarding business, being part of such an important and one of the biggest investment in anybody's life. So that should be very, very rewarding. And how did everything start? How do you find out, like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing?
Well, out of college, I was in different careers. I was in the airline industry, believe it or not. Before I got into this, I was freight
Wow.
forwarded, yeah. And I thought that was going to be my life. I thought that's what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life. And then I met a friend, and this is what that couple had done for their their everyday home financing. I did some digging into it, and I liked it. Ever since my first closing, I've felt the need of families to be helped with the home financing process, and it's been great. It's been successful. It's been good.
Awesome. So you say like this is it because sometimes how many? I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree on this. How many college students go and study a career and then they end up saying, "Oh, then no, this is not what I really want to
Hmm.
do," and it's unfortunate. So that's
Well, my son went to college thinking that he was going to be an architect, and ever since a little kid, he will play with Legos and the Minecraft and all of those things, and we thought that's what he was going to do, and he loved it. But luckily enough, before his first semester, he came back home saying, "I don't want to do this." I'm like, "So what is that you want to do?" And he's telling me, "I want to be a doctor." And I'm like, "Well, doctor, there are no doctors in the family. Where are you getting this from?" And he's very passionate about it. He's loving it,
wow.
and soon to be a doctor. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome. You know that my 6 years old, she loved building things and
Hmm.
we are thinking something like that. But at the same time, she loved playing, being a doctor. And so there has to be something aligned right there.
With what you do with your life, let's not forget, by going to work, we walk away from our family, from our comfort zone, from being home and relaxed.
Yeah.
And so we go to work. Nobody wants to go to work. So what you really want to do is, or at least the way work has been related in life is like something that you have to do so that you can make money and support a family, or save, or whichever, however you want to plan your life financially.
Yeah.
But what in reality people have to do is make sure that they like what they do.
Yeah.
Over time, I've realized that um, if I do not like what I do at work, I would have walked away from it. I remember when going to college, I was told that I had to, if I wanted to be the real entrepreneur, I needed to change my career every 5 years. I needed to challenge myself with something different. And I've always said, okay, 5 more years, 5 more years, 5 more years. Well, it's been 25. And I do not see myself walking away from that because, regardless of what people think, regardless of how automated we see home financing, and regardless of how the AI of the world and all of those things are going to change
Mm-hmm.
what we do, the human factor is going to have to be there.
A
There
hundred
is
percent.
always a story with the finances of a family, and for us to be able to present that to an underwriter in a way that they can understand that they really deserve that opportunity, that they really deserve that loan, is a big deal. And not only are we giving them a loan, not only are we getting them into a family, we are helping them so much financially that over time,
Mm-hmm.
after so many years, is when I've realized um, most people don't spend 30 years paying a mortgage.
Yeah,
For
no.
some reason, they pay them off early. Inflation does what it has to do. Salaries go up. Someone becomes a professional, starts a business, and before you know it, even though I've done this for almost 30 years, I find a lot of people that have been able to pay off their homes early, early. The financial freedom behind removing the housing expense out of your financial equation is huge.
Yeah.
So not only telling people, um, this is what you need to do to buy a house and to get into a mortgage, but going a little bit deeper into it
Mm-hmm.
and telling them this is what you need to do so that you can pay it off early. And then at the beginning, it's like, oh my God, this is the largest expense that I have on my monthly budget. How on earth am I going to pay it off early? But inflation, better jobs, salaries going up, all of those things help with that. So for me to find young people, not even old,
Mm-hmm.
that tell me I was able to pay off my house and maybe buy another one, the financial freedom that that brings into people is huge.
It's
And
incredible.
and that's what I'm proud of. That's what I'm happy for.
Wow. Yeah, I believe that you definitely have to love and feel passion of what you do a
You
hundred
do.
percent. And that, yeah, I love that someone says, well, actually, Soren says something very powerful that the mission that you do in your career in your business, may the mission is something that you love and the commission come after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. 100%. So for me, like I said at the beginning, to walk away from my family every morning and come to work feels good because I come to help other families. And for the longest, I felt uncomfortable about saying the word help because it was my job. But I've realized that, when you put the really effort into what you do, and that becomes somebody else's wellness, financial wellness, it's you're helping, you're contributing to their lives.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I wanted to ask you, so me, I've been in business less than you,
Mm.
and it's not that hard to make things happen or to have success. But what I found is to be hard is to maintain that.
Hmm.
And you've been
To keep,
of
yeah, to keep it well. With that, in reference to that, you just have to be ready for challenges. Okay. Especially when you're an entrepreneur and a business owner. I mean, let's not forget what we went through between 2006 and 2008, the challenges that we see with real estate, even today. And understanding that we start seeing real estate as an investment early into the career, and we put a lot of our resources into it.
yeah.
Energy, time, and resources is into one thing,
Mm-hmm.
somewhat scary. So you just gotta be careful. Um, don't overexpose yourself. There's a lot going on out there with keeping the,
Don't overexposure
don't
yourself.
overexpose
That's
yourself. That's a
deep,
big
huh?
deal. It's,
Yeah.
reserves. You just gotta set money aside for the
Yeah.
tough times.
Live below your means.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's key. Okay. And nowadays, with um, social media and um, a lot of entrepreneurs wanting to show success by
Mm-hmm.
uh,
You
a
want to show off.
lifestyle, or I have this or I bought this.
Yeah.
Don't go crazy with that.
Yeah.
I respect what they do, and
Yeah.
some people buy that,
Some
but
people got a little bit crazy.
yes,
And
so
yeah.
don't go crazy with that. See it as a profession. Adopt a business plan. That's important. Just don't dive into it.
Have a business
Yeah,
plan.
have a business plan. This is how many hours I'm gonna invest. This is the way I'm gonna go about it. This is how much I'm gonna set aside. This is how I'm gonna, this is how much I'm gonna put back into the business.
Yeah.
Um, and that's key. Have a plan. Don't just dive into it.
I hope you're taking notes. I mean, this is right here 25 years. So,
Yeah.
yeah, 25 years experience. Like, yeah, this is a lot of people, a lot of business owner, young generation, might having a success the first year, second year, third year, and they just want to throw the house through the window.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's a cyclical business. We know that, and it goes up and down. It makes all the sense, like any economy. Okay, real estate is a big factor in any economy. I don't want to get into politics, but we were watching the last night, and we see how when even presidents to be get on the stage to talk about, hey, I want to win, and real estate is the subject right away. It moves so many economies. Just think
yeah,
about when someone buys a house, they buy furniture, they buy.
it's the biggest investment
Yeah,
in
but
any.
think about what goes with it,
Yeah,
and also, and you being in this long enough to understand this, when people become homeowners, their mindset changes right away, and they go for better positions. They want to make more money.
yeah,
Okay,
100%.
and that means that they're going to spend more. Okay, not to talk about the amount of services, the contractors, the subcontractor, that come into putting a house together.
Yeah,
The different services,
yeah. Yeah,
it goes
everything
from
that comes along.
yeah,
Like there's people that in gated community, HOA, and
yeah. The
um,
financing. I mean, I'm sorry, housing is a big mover, and
yeah, a hundred
it
percent,
moves the economy.
a hundred
It
percent.
moves economy, so that's why it's so important to the authorities, and it's a big deal. Real estate taxes. I mean, come on.
Yes, I
Think,
mean,
think about that. Yeah,
I heard like, I mean, again, I don't want to talk about politics, but it's definitely something that you want to take in consideration and pay attention. There's some entrepreneurs and business owner friend of mine that they go like, oh, I don't pay attention. That you
yeah,
should,
you should.
because this goes very aligned with our business, especially, we here in November, we have elections, is election season. And I heard that they want to add, I don't really want to mention any name, but they want to add 25% additional on the equity gain in the house. That's crazy.
Hmm. There are so many things, and then
Eh,
again, we don't want to get into
Yeah.
politics and who's doing
Yeah.
what and how we're going to be
Yeah.
taxed. But let's just think about how much housing contributes to the economy.
Yeah. A lot.
Any administration would have to be concerned about housing all the time.
Yeah.
Anytime we see a deceleration, like a holdback on construction, economies fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
No, 100%. And I don't know, many of you might know the story of, now that you mentioned about the economy and the real estate industry, but I really, I admire the story of the CEO of McDonald's. Like they were going bankruptcy,
Hmm.
and until he started buying the real estate, he
Hmm.
started buying the building,
Yeah,
he
acquiring the
started buying,
buildings. Yeah,
acquiring
yeah.
the
Acquiring the
property,
buildings. Yeah,
the
yeah.
commercial place, and from there they rocket. So
Yeah. Retaining assets with proper financing with the purpose of an early payoff is a great plan.
Yeah.
If anyone listening to us right now can write that down and go and Google it just and understand how a chart of acquiring, financing, and paying off early, and rolling that and making it a business
Yeah.
is a quick way to become a millionaire.
Yeah. Oh, that's gold right there. What
Yeah.
he says.
Hmm.
Yeah. No. 100%. 100%. And if you want to share with us anything that had impact your life, it could be during your childhood, teenagers, as an adult, anything that had impact your life, and what do you learn from?
Why? I can say that I come from a beautiful family. My parents both are very strong, hardworking individuals. So from I've always seen the go-getter mentality and attitude, the business people,
It's
which they
definitely is something part of our culture.
yes, it has a
Yes.
lot to do with where we come from.
Yeah.
So I was very influenced by what I saw. Okay, so it was always important for me to have my kids looking for the same thing. Okay, so we have family time and everything, but let's get out there and make a difference.
Yeah.
Um, and what I'm trying to get to is the most challenging thing that I've seen, and the thing that has impacted me has been raising my kids. My wife and I raising our kids because um, we've been lucky enough, and because I'm talking about my kids so only, okay, and there are some parents out there with challenges with some
Yeah.
kids but we were lucky enough to have them look at that, our ways when it goes to doing something with your life, making a difference, not just being there, but doing something, um, changing people's lives. And for me to have two beautiful kids, that it's that was a life changer right there on its own. But for me to see that they were like little sponges that kept on absorbing
Hmm.
what they were seeing,
Yeah.
and to see them already, um, trying to push things and make a
I
difference
love it
and
because they don't do what you tell them; they do what they
what they
see.
see. Yeah, and it's a big challenge because then you have the kids looking at you and you can do the wrong thing. But for me, having my kids and seeing them become um, functional human beings is such a satisfaction, and it's been such a long,
Yeah.
it's in the making, and I love that.
That's awesome. I personally know your kids, and I can tell you that you've done a great job. I know
That's it.
your son is he actually got tons of awards,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah. He's an overachiever. He comes himself that. My
yeah,
daughter too. They're beautiful kids, very people oriented, very 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 human beings
yeah,
first,
yeah.
and then I think they're grasping the the ultimate goal of a human being, which is to excel and to do the best with the abilities that you have, and the possibilities that you can put your hands on.
Yeah.
And I think that besides us, me and my wife telling them that, they're seeing it, and
Yes.
they feel that
That's very impactful.
yeah, the privilege
Yeah.
of being alive and being a fully healthy human being and being able to do more.
Yeah.
And then I think that our job as parents is to make sure that our kids feel that they have to do their best with the resources and abilities that they have. And I think they're getting it. I think they
Yeah,
see it, and,
I
and that
love
feel,
it.
and that feels
Oh
good.
yeah, they do. Like again, I personally know them, and you and your wife done tremendous job.
Thank
So
you, thank you.
I still have a long way to go. I have a 16, 11, and 15.
Well, my daughter's 14 only, so I have a lot more to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
But I think they're getting it, and that feels good.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And what I see that your kids, your family, is a huge part of your
It
why.
is. It is.
Yes, and what another thing you could say about this is something that really continue whatever happened out there, whatever is the circumstances. This is part of my drive. This is part of my why. Um,
Well, so with me, something that I've been seeing lately, and that been shifting my why into making sure that it's all leveled.
yeah.
Ultimate level is like, okay, so I'm a big believer into, I believe a lot into how you use your energy, time, and resources.
Yes, we
Okay,
have to.
and for me to level all of those things the right way, so that
Be jealous with your energy and your circle
of
because there's
course,
people that are,
of course,
they,
they're gonna take it for nothing, and not only that, they're gonna do nothing with it. Can you
yeah,
imagine that you're being drained? You have someone draining you,
yeah,
and then they don't even use the energy that you gave them, the time and the resources.
yeah,
So walk away from people like that.
yeah,
Don't or situations, or whatever it would be.
yeah.
But yeah, energy, time, and resources. I become way, way, way more careful about where do I allocate those things.
No, that's true. So it's definitely it's part of your success as well. Be careful with your time and be jealous with it and who you allow in your inner circle. Yeah, 100%. Well, we had learned so much from your story, your wife, the drive, your 25 plus being in the business, because anyone can say, I'm a branch manager or this and that, I done this and that, but to maintain that is hard.
It's yeah. You know what? It depends on then again what you go to the office for. I've always said that the best resource that I've attained from what I do is the people that I've met. For me to have so many contacts, I mean, everybody needs financing, home financing. So
Yeah.
for me to be able to call the plumber, the doctor, the attorney, the priest that I've done a loan for, and say, hey, I need you, and they so willingly say, what can I do for you? Because they feel grateful for what we did for them. That's the best resource. There's no money that I have made in this industry that compares to the human resources that I'm able to attain because of being exposed to great people.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
the most important thing.
I love it. I love it. I mean, that connection and the relationship that I'm being able to build throughout the years in business is incredible. And like you say, it doesn't have a
No, nothing like that.
money amount whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And if you want to create impact, build relationship.
You got that right.
Yeah, I love it. If there's anything else that you would like to share before we wrap it up and
Again, I appreciate you inviting me for this. I'm a talker. I like these things, I like talking from the heart. I love what you do. I love how different you are from the people out there in the industry. I
Thank
appreciate you. You want to create something different. You have branded yourself in a very specific and special way, and that's part of your success. So I appreciate you
Thank
always
you.
making me part of it. I respect you. I respect what you do. And I mean, they just have to look at you and look how far you've gone so quickly, and how much energy, time, and resources you spend into what you love. You're doing great. You're a great example of what a lot of young girls want to be out there. So
Yeah.
and we get to see it every day.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it is a blessing for me being your business partner because there's a lot to learn from you, let me tell
Thank
you.
you.
Every time I go to the office, I get, I didn't know that.
I
So
love that.
it's so amazing. Thank you so much
You
for.
can take my energy, time, and resources. It's very well allocated on you, Yisbel.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. Thank you so much.